And nobody listened, nobody heard, nobody changed, and nobody cared. Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we take a chance? And nobody listened, and nobody heard, and nobody listened to his words.
It is the end. There is no going back. What's done is done, and cannot be taken back nor returned. Forgiveness is no more, for it is the end. No more cries the seagull in the barren sky. No more the coveted buildings stand, to mar, to starve, to shut out, to kill. No more the impervious castles stand, for brick by brick, stone by stone, they lie on grassless sod, a morbid vision of man's greed. And the spirit of regret watches all, awaiting her turn, for it is the end. Equality, that eternal conflict, hard wrought, now stands rivalless. No competitors in the game, as the trumpets pierce and cut through the now timeless world. No more the vanquished, no more the victor. In moor-like light the sun has risen, unable, unpermitted to penetrate the mist that has come with the end. Time is now quashed, ended, ghosted, and is a memory, a regret without air. Blemished with sin, time has thinned into the mist, no longer needed, redundant. Avoiding the rumblings of the carriage of the one who is to come. He who has waited and bided and suffered and taken all things to himself, he is now come in judgment. To the wailing hordes who gather like cornered rats upon the plain of Armageddon, abandoned now by the wraiths who comb their souls for flaw, for blemish, to tempt them to fall from the light. Now there is no light, save that of a lightless sun that flickers endlessly, a reminder that there is nothing left to lose or gain. It is the end. The battle fought, the buttons pushed, limbs far flung and bodies disintegrated and sent into oblivion to wait this day. The end. She, the spirit of regret, looks at the skies and waits her turn. It is almost here. She gathers her skirts about her in this timeless time. She weaves through and in and round the hapless souls. Her spoils she gathers, hers by birthright, the regret that oozes from the peeled pores of the wan faces waiting to be judged. Like the banshee of now listless echo, she cries amid the mist, her keens rising heavenward to mingle and become the essence of the aching pain within the heart of he who cries eternities. With rolling eyes the wreath gleams the faces and the souls of all who stand and wait. Her own greed and want obvious from the opened mouth, as she devours, savours and basks in her task. Every soul, every face is harvested, reaped for her prize. The empty plain of Armageddon, chosen for this, lends its flatness to the walk, to blend her and aid her in her work. She, the final wreath allowed to gather and glean as a dog on a bone, the regretted sins of mankind, impaled now on fruitless souls of dark and withered variety, as motionless they stand, save the wailing sobs of regret of which she, purposed, deftly accumulates into her swelling heart. As she does so, her tears like rivers fall from blackened eyes. She, the embodied last cry of the fallen and the good and the lukewarm, and she pauses in her walk. A new thing is heard in Armageddon. From deep and deeper still there rises, nay, bubbles, oozes from mankind's collective heart to join and override the sobbing. It is the anger, the rage that is akin to regret. Her spirit nostrils sniff the air at this change. She knows her end is soon too. The rage has come of its own accord, like a soulless wanderer wanting to belong. It laces and amalgamates and unifies itself, becoming one and whole with the regret. The wraith, knowing her end is soon, gathers greedily, for he, the one, is soon here. No hope for the fallen and the lukewarm, no hope for her, the spirit of regret. Once beautiful, she has seated herself on the regret of mankind as the vulture on its prey. She was there with the first, and gathered Adam's regret and sorrow as he fell from grace. It was the beginning of her tears. She drinks the regret like cheap wine and gulps the last dregs of her opium to satisfy and vilify her own comfort, her existence. She too must present herself to the one. She watches the skies, for he is closer now. Closer, for the trumpets become louder and more shrill, almost shrouding the cries of mankind. Somehow she is one with him. Somewhere there is a link with the one who comes. His pain, his sorrow, his regret, that mankind did not listen to the warnings given, ignored and shunned and laughed at, only listened to by the few who heard the shepherd's voice. Somehow, in a deeper spiritual way, she is one with him, and she cries with him and for him and in him and through him as she reaps her harvest of regret, given freely now by mankind as the time nears. Mankind is faced with the truth. He cannot lie now, not even to himself, in the presence of one so great. And she takes and takes and takes, for regret flows freely now. It is the end, the very end. She watches as she feasts and wonders at man's regret. Too late it comes, too late for him who knew, who heard the warnings. Too late to change, too late to turn back. Far-reaching consequences now stare at him like a great cavern stretched out before him. There is no way back, only forward into the abyss. Too late, too late, the one is here.
Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me. I tell you the truth. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers of mine, you did for me. Depart from me, you who are cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me nothing to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me nothing to drink. I was a stranger, and you did not invite me in. I needed clothes, and you did not clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you did not look after me. I tell you the truth. Whatever you did not do for one of the least of these, you did not do for me. Regret. Regret. Come to thy master. Thou hast been one with me in my regret, and my pain, and my sorrow in the salvation of mankind. Thou hast wept my tears and cried my cries for mankind. Come thou, beloved regret. come into my Father's kingdom and share in the eternity that is mine. There thou shalt have no more tears, no more sorrow. Come, take the hand that I offer thee.
He had told him of his love, of a pure and solid way. It was given down from heaven, foretold the truth of this day. Jesus spoke his words to them through the mouths of his prophets. Come to me and be renewed, the people who believe. And nobody listened, nobody heard, nobody changed, and nobody cared. Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we take a chance? Smoke and fire fill the void, millions dead and lost to hell. The day that man killed the earth, few were left to tell the tale. Those dead had not believed, had not listened to the warning spoken over many years. The truth they did not fear. And nobody listened, nobody heard, nobody changed, and nobody cared. Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we take a chance? People gathered in one place, watching all the light that grew together in that wretched place. Every single blessed race, all waiting to be judged. And he came upon the clouds with the cross behind his back in the judging seat. And nobody listened, nobody heard, nobody changed, and nobody cared. Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we take a chance? And nobody listened, and nobody heard, and nobody listened to his words. Is anybody listening? Does anybody care? Is anybody listening to his words? Nobody listened, nobody heard, nobody changed, and nobody cared. Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we listen now? Could we take a chance? And nobody